Welcome, I'm Dragon, and today I will be trying to do a liquid simulation in 10 minutes. I also decided to do the recording while I was doing this, so you'll hear me talking while I'm actually doing it. With that, let's get straight into this. Okay, so here we are, and let's go into edit mode, then wireframe mode, then scale this along the z-axis, and move it along the x-axis. Once I have that, I'm going to hit A to get the whole thing, then move this one down a little ways, then duplicate it again, and rotate it along the z-axis 180 degrees. Then I'm going to move it along the x-axis again, and I have this. So there's a simple thing, and now I'm going to add a plane, and move this plane downward, and then move it along the z-axis or x-axis, then go into edit mode, and extrude it downward and pick up these vertexes, move them along the x-axis like that, and now I have a very simple object which I'm going to use for the fluid. Now I added the cube, I am going to scale it upward to right around right here, then I'm going to move it like that. Then in edit mode, I'm going to select these vertexes with wireframe still on, and right like that. Now I'm going to take the whole thing and recalculate the vertexes inside. Now I can make this the domain. Right here under physics settings, and change the type to domain, and boom. Now take these ones, put fluid on them, change them to an effector, and same with this one. But with this one, I'm going to change the surface to 0.3 just to be safe to make sure it works. And now for this one, add a UV sphere, scale it downward, and move it upward to about here. Should be good. Then change this to flow, change this to liquid, changing this to inflow, and for the flow source, the surface will need to be it needs to be 1. Okay, now I'm going to take this and just duplicate it and move it over here, but change the flow to outflow because I want the liquid to leave this thing and leave that surface. Now I'm going to skip to frame 250. Right there. And I'm going to bring the animation tab up, and I'm going to actually change this way up there with 2000 actually. Okay. Now I'm going to add a keyframe right here, and move a couple frames over, and move it not along that, and then down. Right there, insert the keyframe, and boom, we have that. Okay, now just make sure everything looks the way I want it, and if I play it back, nothing should happen at the moment. Now let's just do a quick bake by changing this to all, bake all, but before I bake all, I want to change the resolution, and it's on gas. So actually, I will change the resolution once that's on liquid and change it to 120. Then I can hit bake all, just to let it bake a few frames and hit escape. Now I'm going to go back and see if it does anything. That does not look like that's working. Why is that? One thing is that that's not on the end frame, and I also don't have this mesh checked on. Probably need to look at all these settings, free all. Okay, now another small little bake. Okay, now it's working like I expected. Though I want that to be shaded smooth. And let's play it back, and yep, that's gonna be great. Now I will free all again, and now I can start coloring it. And basically for color on this one, I just am gonna want very simple colors. No time for any complicated one, at least I think. So So I'm gonna make the fluid more of an oily black, which might look a little weird. And no metallic for that. Roughness, yeah, it's a liquid, so probably less rough. Yeah, that's just gonna look really strange. And for this, what color would go well with the black? I'm just gonna leave it white, actually. And there's a very simple material. Or maybe not. Here, I'll do more of a blendery orange. Now let's move the camera a little ways away, but let's speed this up by going into item, selecting the camera, and moving it this way. And to about not that rotation, and move it there. Move it upward, and boom, there's the camera where I want it. Now let's add some lights, and I will bake this a couple frames so that I can actually see what I'm doing a little better. And okay, now it's good. There it is. Now lights. Let's move the light bulb over here. Let's change the brightness to a little bit higher, say 2000 watts. Now upward, duplicate around like that, just kind of strange little lights. Now let's also bring lights downward so that I can get this part better. Okay, and duplicate that sideways. And now I also want to go into shading of the world so that the background isn't completely gray. I want it more of a black, which may make it hard to see the black material, so maybe I would make it white. Doesn't look good at all. Yeah, more of a orange background too. I guess that would work. Then go into layout, camera, how is that looking? How much time do I have? I have 2 minutes to do something. Let's actually go into edit mode on this so that this will not be going flying off it too far. It might still go flying off it, but just to prevent it from going absolutely crazy, I'm gonna add that bump. But I also want to move that to around like this. Okay. Anything else that I need to do? Let's make sure that's animated. And let's shade that smooth. And not that one. Shade flat, shade smooth. Now let's go in and check all the physics settings. So that is on outflow, that is on surface mesh, surface of 1. The domain, I don't really want any settings changed because I actually like the basic settings. Okay, now I just need to select that. Inside, flow, inflow, liquid, surface, initial velocity. Okay, I think everything is looking good. Actually, let's change the surface for this one. Actually, no, we already saw that it worked, so let's leave that. Is that still shaded? Yeah, that is. Okay, there, that's shaded flat. And okay, let's not do that. And we're out of time. I did forget one thing that I was planning on doing. So as you see, when I do this, it not only does it go over that, but I'm fine with that. I actually kind of like that. But where this main area where my mouse is, I was planning on turning off around 150 frames. So I will do that, but I did forget to do that in the 10-minute part. Though right here, I do think it looks pretty cool anyway. So to fix this, all I will do is go right here and go to 150 frames, and then move that to 149, and go to flow, use flow, animate that, and then 150, turn the flow off, do that, and now click the fluid, and free all, and bake all, and I will show you it when it's rendered and done. Welcome back. Here is my water simulation done in 10 minutes, or at least mostly, since I did have to animate it afterward. But as you saw, the water turned off, and now the ball will shoot in and steal the water from the scene. At least that's how I think of it. So that's pretty fun. I really liked how this turned out, and hopefully you did too. But for now, that's it for me, and bye! One more thing, if you want to see some more renders, they will be on right now.